welcome to my vlog. I'm going to be talking about episode 21, season 15 of Deadliest Catch. And this episode is the season finale of season 15 of Deadliest Catch. This show starts with talking about the Cornelia Marie, and it has Josh Harris talking about honoring his dad, Captain Phil Harris, because they've not filled all 6 crab tanks in a decade. So he's like, this trip is for you, because he's honoring his dad because they've not done that for a decade. Then it goes to the Northwestern and it shows them setting pots, and then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard, Monty's like, how am I gonna get the most crab we've ever had hauled into town on one trip? Is 393,000 pounds of crab. So that's the most they've ever hauled, and they have to carry 7,000 pounds more of crab, and they have to figure out how to do that. Then it goes back to the Cornelia Marie, and the Cornelia Marie is getting about 400, 450 per pot, and they're doing good. And the crew members, they find out that some of their crab is dead on the top, so they pull some out, and then Casey comes down and starts looking, and it's just worrying him, because when one crab dies, multiple crabs start dying, because they release a chemical. And he found that some of the crabs had broken legs and broken backs. So that means the crew is handling the crab being sorted, but they need to handle the crab with care. Then it goes to the Northwestern, and the Northwestern is pulling up pots, and Sid gives Mandy the chance to set the last strings of the season, and she decides to go west, where it shows the highest numbers of crab volume is. So she sets 2 strings, and hopefully that'll finish their 2019 Opelio crab season. Then it goes to the Brenna A, and the Brenna A is getting like 300 or 400 crab per pot, which is really good, and that'll get them, they'll fill their quota. And then it shows the Coast Guard doing a rescue on the Kari Marie, which Shauna is really close friends with that boat and crew. So one of the deckhands gets injured while he was in a pot, and they were raising it to get the crab out, and he noticed the dogs that latched the pots onto the launcher and crab shake the pot launcher. They were not on the pot, and he notices the pot starting to fall, so he starts running away from it, and the pot, there's a compound fracture, and his foot is like sideways. And so they have to, shows the Coast Guard getting him and bringing him up to safety to bring him to the hospital, get his ankle fixed. Then it goes back to the Wizard, and the Wizard is getting like 500 Opelio crab per pot, which is really good. And they're gonna fill their tanks, and so then Monty gets a call, and it's like from Keith, and Keith is like, if you can't get the 7,000 pounds of Opelio crab that we need to meet our quota, we'll have to pay money for the quota that we did not catch. So then it goes to the Southern Wind, and the Southern Wind is in the south where the saga was, and they're setting pots, and then Captain Harley has his nephew, who's the greenhorn. he's cleaning out the bait bin, and when he finishes it, they have a miscommunication, and it frustrates Captain Harley. Brenna A, which is getting like 300 crab per pot, and they're gonna finish their season out, meet their quota. So then it goes to the Wizard, and they're stuffing as much crab as they can fit crab tanks, and their crab tanks are just stuffed. So one of the deckhands comes up with an idea: why don't we use our cod bait bins and create a makeshift tank to put the 7,000 pounds of opilio crab that we need to catch. So they do that, and then it goes back to the Cornelia Marie, and the Cornelia Marie gets a call from the processor in Dutch Harbor, and set from 24 hours of them catching their final crab. And the cannery calls and is like, the plant shut down for 5 days. So Casey just blows a gasket because he's worried about his middle tank because of the dead crab. So he comes up with an idea of going to another canneries to offload his crab. So it would add another 170 mile trip, which is 170 miles from Dutch Harbor. And so he called the cannery and was like, can we switch places from here to this place? And they were like, yeah, we can do that. So they fixed that problem, and they traveled the extra 170 miles to offload their crab. Then it goes to the southern wind, and they get to their next string and they start pulling in crab. In each pot they're getting like 500 crab plus per pot. That'll help them finish out their season. Then it goes to the northwestern, and the northwestern is going to the string that Mandy set. And 2 parallel strings are killer. They're getting like 400 crab per pot, which will meet their quota and go home for the season. Then it goes to the Cornelia Marie, and the Cornelia Marie, they're in port offloading their crab, and they find that their crab in their center tank, where there was dead crab, they find that the crab is alive and well and doing good. They start offloading, and so each crew member on the Cornelia Marie is going to get $64,625 each per deckhand. And the Wizard, their crew is going to get $93,000 per deckhand from their 1.2 million pounds of opilio crab catch. Then the Southern Wind crew, each deckhand walks away with $33,000. And then it goes to the Brenna A, and the Brenna A crew walks away with $45,000 each. And then it goes to the Northwestern crew, and the Northwestern deck crew, each deckhand walks away with $63,000. So then it shows the Northwestern offloading crab, and one of the deckhands is laying on the crab in the crab tank. And then right at the end it shows the Cornelia Marie. It shows Josh on the phone, and since they came in with their quota, they earned $1 million more worth of quota for crab fishing. So then it just showed a bunch of highlights from the episode and show. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I look forward to making more reviews for Season 16 of Deadliest Catch in 2020. So stay tuned for those, and thank you guys for watching this video, and please share this video with your friends and family. Please hit the bell icon down below so you can be notified when I upload a video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ain't dreaming, you ain't living. Don't forget to dream big. So, last night on January 1st, yesterday afternoon, I learned about a crabbing boat that sank on New Year's Eve called the Scandies Rose, and she was on her way to go opilio fishing, and at 10 p.m. New Year's Eve, the Scandies Rose sank, and 2 crew members were rescued in life rafts, and 5 crew members are missing. I saw a tweet from Jake Anderson, and it was thanking the U.S. Coast Guard and talking about the whole situation. And then when I went into the tweet, I was looking at the comments, and someone posted a picture of the U.S. Coast Guard update on the Scandies Rose. And this announcement went out at 12:54 a.m. last night that called off the search for the 5 missing crew members of the Scandies Rose. And in the little over 24 hours that they were searching, the U.S. Coast Guard deployed 7 assets to look for the 5 missing crew. 4 were MH-60 Jayhawk helicopter crews, 2 HC-130 Hercules airplane crews, and a Coast Guard cutter called Melon. And the search spanned for over 20 hours and 1,400 square miles to search for the 5 missing crew. Over the next couple weeks, I want you guys to have the 5 crew members' families and friends, and all of the fleet that goes crab fishing, and anyone who works in the fishing industry up in Dutch Harbor, and just anyone who's connected. I want you to have them in your thoughts and prayers, and honor the 5 crew that are missing. And on my Twitter page, I have a picture of Scandies Rose on my header. So this is what I have to honor the Scandies Rose and the crew. Just keep the families and the crew and friends in your thoughts.